This conference will now be recorded.
Chaitanya, are you there? If you're not
Uh,
able to speak, please kindly reply in the chat box, okay?
yes,
Okay.
Sona.
Okay, fine. Yesterday's class you haven't attended. We have discussed about the software development life cycle. I'm just briefing it out right now. Don't worry, okay? Even if you didn't attend, you can just follow up. Then after the third stage, what do we have? Development stage or implementation. What do we do in this stage?
The developer will develop
Developer will,
the application.
yes,
Yeah, he
develop.
will write some coding and the application is developed based on a suitable programming language. Okay.
Yes,
Then after that, what is the fifth phase?
our phase testing.
Yeah, we follow us again a particular life cycle called software testing life cycle. We will discuss in detail later.
Yes,
What happens in testing phase?
We the testers should check whether the prepared application is required meeting the requirements.
yes.
Meeting the customer
If,
requirements or not.
if
Is
there
the
is any
application developed?
defects, if there are any defects, we were reporting to the developer.
Yeah, we have to report to the developer. We have to raise a defect. We have to raise a bug. Okay, we call it as a bug. And we
Yes,
have to inform the concerned developer to rectify it. Okay. Then what is the sixth phase?
deployment.
Deployments.
Deployment phase. What happens in this phase?
The customer will do beta testing in this.
First of all, when do we do the deployment? When there are no issues in the software, when all the testing is done, when the application is tested properly, then only we will hand it over to the customer.
Yes,
Okay. Then the customer, he will not release it into the market. He will just do a testing on his side. We call it as what kind of testing? Beta testing.
yes, mm,
He will check whether the requirements he has specified, all of them have been implemented or not. He will do his own testing in his organization. After that, what happens? The last phase.
maintenance.
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 Yeah, maintenance phase. In maintenance phase, what do we do?
It was released.
The warranty of the product. What will be? It will be the time limit of the product.
We will be giving a support to the project. Okay, a kind of support is provided to the project because once the application is released into the market, it might face some issues. We are giving a back end support for the project in the real time. Who will be giving that support? A team from the IT industry, a team of developers and the testers will be providing the support for the application. Okay.
కోసుకుంటుందా
Hello.
ఇంకా ఒక ఛాలెంజ్
Okay. These were the seven basics, main step phases in the software development lifecycle. Do remember all the seven phases. These are important for your interview purpose. Okay. These are important for your.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Mhm. Okay, fine. So after that, what did we see? We have seen that based on the phases, we can implement in different ways. Okay, these seven stages can follow different kind of procedures, right? It is not necessary for us to always to follow step by step. Sometimes it will overlap. Sometimes we can implement two or three phases at a time. Depending upon that, we are having some importantly different models. Okay, and of all models we are discussing the main four models. One is the waterfall, spiral, V, and agile. Fourth one is not a model. Okay, it is a methodology. We will be discussing in detail after some. I can say after 10 days, maybe we'll come across this topic. Fourth topic I won't be starting today, but the rest of the three topics we will be covering it. Yesterday's class, we have seen which model. Which model did we start? What
Waterfall
was the
model.
model? Waterfall model, right?
Yes,
What happens in the waterfall model?
After completion of one phase,
It will
and
done
then
the process from line by line sequential
yeah, step
order.
by step
All the
process.
7 phases, right?
It
All the
doesn't
seven
have.
phases. Hmm. Wait, let me share the screen.
One by one.
Yes.
It
Okay. What happens in the waterfall model? The same 7 phases. The same 7 phases are take place. Only what happens? It is a sequential model. Only after the completion of the first phase, it will go for the second phase. Okay. These are the 7 phases which we have seen in the software development life cycle. In the waterfall model, which is a traditional model, which was the original model when the applications have started developed, right? The organization started to follow this particular model. The benefit of this model is it is very simple and easy to understand. Okay. Once the requirements are properly defined, they will freeze this requirement phase and then they will hand it over to the another department to prepare the SRS document. After that, once the SRS document is properly finished, then it will go for the design, then it will go for the development, and then it will go for testing, and so on. There are some drawbacks or disadvantages for this particular model. Can you define them? Yesterday we have discussed.
lots of time wastage.
Yeah, we have, see, to get the end product, I have to make sure that all of the steps are properly followed and I have to wait for a long period of time to receive the end product. One of the major drawback. Okay. Another one, if I
Yes.
want to change some requirement in middle of the space, can I change
It
it?
cannot. It no, because of the
The
already we have done in the SRS documentation, so you can't change anything.
Yeah, because if I suppose now in the IT industry they are in the development phase. They are writing the code for the given SRS document. Now, if the customer wants to add some requirement or update some requirement, he cannot do it because already the design phase has on already the SRS document phase has been completed. It has been frozen. So I can't go back. Again, I have to start from the beginning. If I want to start it, I have to do the rework. That is one of
Risk.
the, yeah, it is a risky factor. Also, it is a time waste factor, right? We are doing a lot of overwork, redo work rather
Okay.
than concentrating on the end product.
Okay.
Okay. One more benefit is there. I can hire the resources at the later point of time. Right.
Yes,
I don't need the testers at the beginning of the project. I don't need the maintenance people at the beginning of the project. If I have a basic minimum like a business analyst, project manager, and development team, I can start the project right away. Okay. For which kind of projects is it suitable? For which kind of projects is it suitable?
The small
Short
small
project.
time.
project.
Small project.
Yeah. How about for long-term projects, ongoing projects? Is the waterfall model suitable?
No.
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 No, it is not that suitable when I speak for the long-term
Long
projects.
time
Okay.
projects.
Okay. So these were some of the important points in the waterfall model. Today's class, we are going to concentrate on, okay, let me share the entire screen. I'm hearing a background noise. I'm not sure from which audio it is coming. Kindly check your audio. Okay. Is my entire screen visible now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, now today's class we are going to discuss about the spiral model and V model. Okay, those who didn't attend the class yesterday, please don't worry. Try to concentrate on today's class and let me know if in case if you have any doubts. Okay.
Vandana, can you explain
Yes.
yesterday briefly?
Okay. How many of you are there to Mr. Yesterday's class? Deepthi you also didn't attend, right? Just now I saw your one. Nandini, Vaishnavi, and Adana Nandini, kindly wait for a few minutes. Let us brief. Let me give a brief for them.
Okay,
Oh,
ma'am.
no
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to confirm one thing.
right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Chaitanya 1 and 2, there are two people, both name is Chaitanya.
Okay. This class is literally confusing for me. I have two Nandinis and two Chaitanyas. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess both of you are attending in the same device, right? Or it's
Yes.
this. Okay. Uh, yeah. Fine. Okay. It will be a kind of revision for others. Okay. Those who didn't attend the class, please concentrate. Yesterday's class, we have discussed about software development lifecycle. We call it as SDLC. Okay. This is nothing but a process which will help us to uh, develop a application in a proper way. Okay. The stages that have to be followed from the scratch to develop an application. See, like if you want to develop an application, we can't develop it straight away. We have to have some planning. We have to execute in a step by step procedure. That step by step procedure is defined in the software development life cycle. Okay. If you see over here, software development life cycle is nothing but a process which will help us to develop a high quality product in minimum budget in shortest time possible. Okay. I mean, the steps to be followed to develop an application is nothing but your software development lifecycle. Am I clear? Chaitanya and Nandini? Sorry,
Yes, ma'am.
Deepti. Okay. Then in that we are having mainly 7 phases. Okay. What are the 7 phases? Just now I have discussed requirement analysis phase, the first one. Second one is defining the requirement phase. Third one, designing phase. Fourth one, development phase. Fifth one, testing. Sixth one, deployment. And seventh one is maintenance. These are the 7 important steps in the software development lifecycle. Means I have to follow each and every step to get a high quality application or product or software. Okay. I can follow step by step, or I can have an overlap of the phases. It depends upon again on the project. But as of now, any project if I take, I have to have this all the 7 phases. I have to make sure I have to implement the 7 phases. So what do we do in each and every phase? Let me brief it out. The very first phase, we call it as planning, or we call it as requirement analysis phase. What do we do in that? We will have a contact with the customer who wants to develop an application. We will gather all the kind of information about the product they want to develop, who are the end customers, what is their budget, okay, what is the how many users are going to use the application, and so on, the basic requirements. Okay. If he is asking for a particular application which is already in the market, we have to tell the risk factor. Okay, if you're developing an already existing app, what will be the risk involved, what can the countermeasures be taken, all kind of discussions are done in the first phase, requirement analysis phase. Okay. Requirement analysis phase, what we are doing, we are just collecting the information from the customer. Okay, what he wants to develop. If we are taking that project, we going to benefit or not, is the customer going to get benefit or not, all kind of these things are discussed in the very first phase. Am I clear?
Yes, Sonana.
Then comes your second phase, defining the requirements. Okay, here we will be having a lot of talks between the customer and we will discuss, okay, so and so, so and so. After that we will document. Okay, maybe they might want the customer wants to develop a shopping app. So based on these requirements, what we will do, we will document all the requirements of the customer and we will prepare a document called software requirement specification document, which will show all the proper detailed requirement of the customer. Okay, it will have all the details of the requirements of the customer and it will help us to for the testers to understand, okay, what exactly the customer wants to have, wants to be developed. Okay, in that document, what all we will be having, we will be having the details about the application, we will be having the details about the software they want to use, about the hardware, about also the network, all this kind of information will be there in the software requirement specification document. Once the requirement document is finished, what happens? It is next comes the designing phase. The software architect and the business analyst and everyone, they will sit down, they will have a discussion. Okay, they have to develop the app, how the app structure should be there. Okay, if I'm saying shopping website, should it look like the existing Big Basket or Flipkart website, or it should have its own theme? Okay, what all should be projected in the main page, what all should be projected in the login page? All kind of these design elements are being discussed in the designing phase. Okay, when I say about design, there are two levels. Okay, one is the high level design, second one is the low level design. High level design will give an overview of the application, like the overview of the Flipkart website, which you see daily. How the Flipkart website looks. Everyone is familiar with the Flipkart and Amazon website, right?
Yes.
How the overall architecture of this is nothing but an architecture or design of this website, right? Here I have offers, here I have a search bar, here I should have a cart login. All these things are nothing but elements of this particular website. So this the customer might have asked, he might have asked, okay, I need a login, I need to have a cart, I need to have a payment method, I need separate elements for the mobile, for the electronics, and so on. Based on this, the business analyst and software architect, they will have a proper design of this web page. Okay. Then after that, what they will do, this is high level. Then comes your low level design. What happens in low level design? Once I click on login, what it should ask, whether it should log in through the mobile number or email. Okay, it should ask for password, or it should go for the request OTP. These are the internal structure of the particular component. So this is your low level design. So if I if I see the overview of the website, this is my high level design. If I click on some element, on clicking that some element, if I'm able to perform some kind of action, we call it as a low level design. See, if I click on this, I can either add to cart or I can buy now. Okay, since I didn't log in, I'm not able to do anything. Normally what happens, if I go to the cart, it should ask login and everything. See, this is nothing but if I click some high level component, what should happen? The next action, what it should be performed, that is your low level design. Am I clear?
Yes, Vandana.
Okay, next what else we have after the designing thing? I mean, we will have a document for this, okay, where this icon should be present, where this all, I mean, how the each and every module, how each and every page should be designed. They will give a document it, and we call it as what kind of document? Design document specification, DDS. Okay. Please remember the terminology. For everyone, I'm repeating it. Please remember the terminology. Then comes your fourth stage. See, the web page cannot be developed in a single day, or it can't be developed on its own. Who are going to develop? The people responsible for the web page are developers, the coders. Okay, they use
Vandana,
the appropriate. Yes.
can you repeat the design document specification point again?
Okay, design document specification. What happens? This is my web page, right?
Yes.
Why exactly all these items are present in this way? To make it look very appealing, right? So that the customer will be very, I mean, customer satisfaction is a very important point whenever you're developing an application. It should be user friendly, right? If
Okay.
I'm developing an application, it should be very user friendly. So
Mm-hmm.
who are going to take this all points into consideration based on the requirements of the customer? The architect, business analyst, project manager, they will discuss. Okay, they will try to implement and make it more user friendly based on the requirements, and they will give a design thing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm clicking on electronics, what all should be displayed?
Okay.
If I'm clicking on flights, what all should be, how the page should come? Should it
Okay.
go for a new tab, or should it be present? These are nothing but the design specifications.
Okay.
Okay, all these things are properly documented. Okay,
Okay.
that is how it goes. Requirement is the client might have said, okay, I need to see, I need to make sure that the user will have a search flight search button. He might
Okay.
have specified like that. He might have given details also. On clicking the flight, there should be a one-way trip, round-way trip. They will be very, very clear. Okay, whenever I'm saying SRS document, each and every point will be very, very clear, so that there won't be any miscommunication between the IT industry and the client.
Mhm.
They will specify in very, very detail. I will hand over to you one software requirement specification document in the coming days. How it will look like, you will get a more idea.
Okay.
Okay, now what exactly we are doing? Okay, and then I said high level design and low level design. High level design is nothing but how your home page will look like.
Mhm.
Okay, how your if I click on some, okay, maybe if I click on mobiles, what, how should your mobile page should look on? These are nothing but your high level design. Low level design, what happens if I click on one particular product? Maybe if I'm clicking on this particular product, I should be able to view this one, and I should be able to add this one to the cart. Yes or
Mhm.
no?
Mm.
Yes.
And I should be, after adding to the cart, what should I be able to do? I should be able to do the payment also.
Mm.
Okay. High level is nothing but how exactly your main pages will look like. Low level means on clicking particular product or on clicking some particular component or tab, what exactly should happen. I mean, I should be able to perform certain kind of actions. See, at the end of the day, why am I using the app? Why am I using this website? To do some shopping, right? So
Yes.
low level design should be in such a way that my main objective is satisfied. Like I'm able to buy the product.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
High level design is I'm able to see the products. Low level design means I'm able to purchase the product. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay. Is it clear for everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
Anna.
Then comes your developing phase, where all the pages using suitable software. Like here, if I want to develop this, I have to use, depending upon the organization, they might use your PHP or Java or JavaScript or different languages to give the proper GUI as well as the back end application coding, and they will develop the application. Once the website is designed, once the everything is ready, okay, or it is then where it will go, it will be handed over to the
Testing.
testing department. Now what we do as a tester, we will see this particular application, whether it is as per the software requirement specification document or not. Okay, I will cross verify. He might have told the Flipkart icon should be there. The customer client might have told in the requirement document that icon should be present. So what I will do as a tester, I will check whether the icon is present over here or not. Okay. He might have specified there should be a search bar. So as a tester, what I should do, whether in the application the search bar is active or not. I'm going to test this particular thing. Is it clear?
Yes, Anna.
Yes.
Okay. As a tester, we are going to test the application with the requirement specification document. Okay. Then comes your next one, deployment. What happens, right? If this particular web page is perfect, I mean, I don't see, as a tester, I don't see any issues, I don't have any defects. What I will do, I will inform my project lead or the test team lead that okay, this application is working fine. This is as per the requirement, customer requirement, we can hand it over them to the customer. So this application is then deployed at the customer end. What he will do, the client, he will verify within his organization. He will do all kind of tests whatever possible in the organization, and he will check for few days. That is called beta testing. They will do the beta testing, and then if the customer is also satisfied, he will deploy it in the production environment. That is the last phase. Okay. Once the customer is also happy with the application, he will deploy it in the production environment. Production environment is nothing but now the application is can be used by the end users, like all the customers can use this application. Once the customers start using the application, there are some cases that sometimes the company might not have find some issues, or even the testing team might not have find issues. There are sometimes happens that the end user might have faced some issue. Like if you purchase a mobile, it happens that you will face some issue, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Not everyone will be happy with the mobile products, but the one which is working fine with me might not might not working fine with you. So you might have faced some issue. You will raise it as a complaint to the client, right? Company or the manufacturing unit, right? So what they will do, they will either resolve it or they will send it to the service center. So like the service center which we have for the mobiles, we have a maintenance team in the software industry. If there is any issue for some particular person, if some of them might not be able to log in properly in the website, some of them might be having some issues with their web page or some product which they have purchased. At that time, what happens? Who are going to resolve it? The client does not know, have any idea about the software. So who are going to take care of it? The maintenance people.
Yes.
Okay, maintenance people, what they will do, if the end user is having some issue, they are going to look into it and they are going to help the end customer, that they are satisfied with the product they have purchased or they are using or something like that. Am I clear with the 7 basic steps?
Yes,
Yes.
Vandana.
Yes.
Right, please remember,
Yes.
this is interview point of view. It is necessary for you to go through all the 7 steps.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Vandana. Okay.
Okay, now let me, yeah. Yesterday's class, we have discussed the waterfall model. Waterfall model, what happens? All the 7 steps are there. Only thing is, we follow a sequential manner to achieve the end product. After the completion of the first phase only, we will go for the second phase. After the second phase is done, then we will go for the third phase. Step by step, we will follow. So we call it as sequential model or linear model. Why waterfall? It will go down, but it can't go up. I mean, if in case, if I face some issue later, okay, if I'm in this testing phase and I have a problem in the design phase, what happens? I have to do the rework. Okay,
Yes.
Yes.
that is the major drawback of this testing phase. And also, if I want to update some kind of requirement, maybe in this particular website, right, Flipkart model, I want to add one more tab over here. Okay, if I want to add one more tab at the later phase of the testing, can I add it in waterfall model? No.
It is
No.
difficult.
Yeah, it means you cannot accommodate the changing requirements of the customer. You have to you have to come up with a new solution for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
normally what we now right, normally what happened, right, earlier when the different models were not into existence, when it was long back, we were following this waterfall model. Now most of the projects we are not going for the waterfall model until unless it is very small project and the requirements are clearly stated, then only we will approach it. Okay,
Okay.
they might ask you in the interview, okay, are we following any waterfall model? You can see the drawbacks of it and you can say that if the requirements are clearly stated and if it is a very small project, you can go for it. Okay, or else
Okay.
if the requirements are changing, we should not go for the waterfall model, because we have other models in now available, like spiral model we have, V model we have, and the trending one is the agile model. When we have all these kind of models, we try to avoid the old model, waterfall model. Okay, am I clear till here? I guess it is revision for others. Those who didn't attend yesterday, is it clear?
Yeah.
Yes, Vandana.
Okay, Deepti,
Yeah, Vandana, it is fine.
I guess it is repetition for you also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Now what we are going to learn? We are going to learn about the spiral model. Spiral model, this is how we can see that. a pictorial representation of the spiral model. Again, first of all, it is an important SDLC model, okay, important part of software development lifecycle model. If you see, I have different colors of loops over here, different colors of spirals, one pink, one green, and one purple, and one blue. Each and every color represents a phase, okay? Each and every color represents a phase. After each and every phase, a small part of the software will be developed, okay? At the end of each phase, one small build will be developed, and based if I in case based on this on the top of it, I'll add some more requirements and I'll continue the next particular phase. Okay, let me define it properly. The main stages in the spiral model, again the same. Okay, I have a planning phase, I have a risk analysis, engineering, construction and release, customer evaluation, customer communication. Okay, okay, I had to start from here. Customer communication, planning, risk analysis, engineering, construction, evaluation. You remember the 7 phases, right? Requirement analysis, so and so. Customer communication is nothing but collecting all the requirements from the customer. This particular portion. Okay, let me use that pen. This particular portion is nothing but, it is like a combination of waterfall model and prototype model. Okay, your spiral model is a combination of waterfall model and your prototype model. Why waterfall model? If I see this particular first loop, is it visible? The first loop, first spiral. I'm following all the steps in a sequential way. I have the requirement analysis, then defining the requirements, then risk analysis. I'll try to understand what are the risks involved in the project and so on. Then developing the project, no sorry, designing the project, then developing and testing the project, and deployment and maintaining the project. Okay, all the 7 phases are done in this particular spiral. Okay, once they are done, we will have a build, or we will have a small part of the software developed at the end of the first phase. Okay, after that, what we will do, then the customer will add some more requirements, okay, on the top of it. Then another, again we will consider the requirements, then we will plan, then we will again do the risk analysis, again design, then deployment and development and testing, and deployment and maintenance. The only phase which is added additionally is the risk analysis. Each and every time we will do the risk analysis involved in the iteration. Okay, first of all, let me write it. Spiral model. Spiral model, what happens? It is an iterative model. Iterative model. What are the things which are repeating? Waterfall model and
Type model.
prototype model. Prototype model. These are the it is a combination of waterfall model and prototype model. Why I'm saying iterative? Because each and every time I'm following the same steps. For each and every phase, I'm following the same steps. But do I have an end for the number of loops? Can I be sure of after how many spirals my project will be ended? Okay, let me take an example like this. When the Windows were first developed, or the Java right now which we have installed, what is the version which is going on? You might have installed right now.
Yes.
17.02, I guess.
0.2. Yes, yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Did it start with when it was started? What was the first version? Java, right? 1.0, we will say. What happened each and every time? Whenever one requirement, okay, when Java was developed 1.0, it might have followed some requirements, planning, risk, and it might have been followed this particular cycle. And Java 1.0 might is developed over here. Okay, here Java 1.0 is developed. After that, what happened? Based on the market changes, the customer will add some more requirements. Again, the requirement analysis, planning, and everything will be done. Here what happens? Another version 2.0 is developed. Okay. After that, is the customer happy? No, because the market, right? What happens? Every time there will be dynamic changes in the market based on the user user needs. Again, they will do some. We have to we have to update the software based on the updations. Again, new requirements will be added. They have to plan it, risk analysis, and everything. Here, 3.0. It keeps on continuing, right? So now what is the version which we are having?
17.
17. So spiral model is nothing but what we are doing is we are developing the software in a part by part. We are not developing the entire software at a time. After the end of one particular loop, if there are any requirements that have to be added, we can add them. We can add them on the top of the already developed model, and we can further modify it and release a new version. The square boxes represent the new builds or new versions. Okay, on the top of the existing model, we are trying to add the new requirements, and we are going to give a new prototype, new model, or new build, right? But the thing is, it is a iterative model. Each and every time I'm developing a version, or each and every time I'm developing a build, what happens? I have to follow the same steps. I have to have the same customer communication, means this is the requirement analysis, defining the requirements, risk analysis. Engineering is nothing but your designing phase, development and testing phase, and customer evaluation, deployment and maintenance phase. Each and every time, the 7 steps will be repeated. Am I clear? What
Yes.
happens in the
Yes.
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 the main problem with this is there is no stop for this spiral model. I cannot say that okay, here I will be having the end of the software, I mean end of the entire application. If at the end of the day, if the customer is having some new requirements, I can develop one more spiral. Okay, I
Oh,
can keep on continuing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
iterative. That's why iterative process.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there is no end to I mean, it is not that there is a stopping point for this part. I mean, I can't say okay, the project has finally closed off.
Yeah, like
If yes, yes, any doubt?
no, no,
Any doubt?
no. It's clear.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm trying to say over here is I cannot define the end point of the project over here because okay, as of now, based on the current requirements of the customer, I can say okay, we can have 2 loops over here. I mean, I can say we can develop 2 versions or 3 versions, but since the customer requirement, if it is dynamically changing, we cannot define the end point of the project. It all depends upon the project manager. At the end of the day, it depends upon the project manager, and he plays an important role in the spiral model. Okay. Each loop is called phase of the project. Okay. Each loop is called phase of the project. This red one is one phase, green one is one phase. Then this is the third phase and fourth phase and so on. Okay. And one
Okay.
more thing, then I have to say that, do you see the radius of each loop? Let me
Yes.
use a different color. Let me use a different highlighter. This particular radius. Okay. This particular point. It represents the cost. Okay. Expenses for the project. How much expenses has been happened so far. Okay. How much expenses has happened here over here for this. This is the expenses for the second one. Expenses for the third one. Expenses for the fourth one. The radius represents the expenses for the spiral model. How much expenses have been, we have, how much money we have invested in the project so far. Okay. Hello. Is it clear? No.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. How
Okay.
can you repeat it again, Vandana, please?
Okay. What I'm trying to say is, see, this is my first circle. Okay. This is my second circle and so on.
Okay.
Okay. This is my first circle, right? I am getting my build over here. When we draw it proper, I mean, when we here,
Yeah.
right, when we do the model over here, this particular distance, right, it will represent the cost or
Radius.
the investment we have done for the
Expenses.
particular phase. Okay. This represents the investment done for the second phase. I mean, to get the second
Okay.
phase done, how much investment I have done. To get the third phase, how much investment I have done. To get the fourth phase end product, how much investment I have done. Am I clear?
Yeah, Vandana.
Yes.
Okay. First thing you have to remember is this is a iterative model, iterative waterfall model. It is a combination of waterfall as well as prototype. Now,
Prototype.
one of the benefit of this product is, do I have to wait for the end product? Do I have to wait for the end product? Suppose this is my end product. Do I have to wait till here? No, right? I can
No.
get
No.
a
No.
portion of the project earlier, beforehand, okay? After the first phase itself, I can see the small portion of the end product. One of the benefit of the spiral model.
Yes.
It is not like waterfall model. In waterfall model, I have to make sure that everything is completed. But here it is not like that. At least I can see a base view of how my end product will look like. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. Now, another one more important thing is, unlike your traditional waterfall model, you have one more area called as risk analysis. The main feature the spiral model is very famous is for the risk analysis. Because of this particular portion, right, we can know what are the risks involved in this particular project. If there are risks, we can know that what are the countermeasures we can take to avoid them. When we have risk, we have to make sure that we will take some risk mitigation methods, right? How to avoid particular risk. Should we go for it or should we not go for it? All these things can be done in this particular phase. We will be designing in this particular phase. Okay. Do we have this term in the waterfall model?
No.
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 But in spiral model, we allocate some period of time. We allocate some resources to study in detail about the risk factors involved in the project. That
Okay.
is the reason when we are going for a long term projects, when we are having a complex projects, going for the spiral model is very beneficial. Okay. This model is very well suited for the long term projects or complex projects because we have a portion or we have a phase for the risk analysis also. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then when it is very much beneficial, okay, it is suitable for the complex or long term projects. Software, if you see, I can produce the software in the earlier phase itself. I need not wait till the end of the thing. And also I can keep on adding the requirements, right? After the finish of the one iteration, I can add the requirements. Yes or no? Not like your the traditional waterfall model. After the finishing of one iteration, I can add the requirements. Also, I can do the risk analysis. These are the some of the advantages of your spiral model. Suitable for complex projects. I can add the requirements after one iteration. Okay, I cannot add in between. I can add after the iteration. Then also the software is produced earlier. We can do the risk analysis. These are some of the main benefits of the spiral model. Am I clear?
Yeah. No.
Any
Yeah.
doubts? Any
No doubt.
doubts?
No.
Okay. Then what will be the disadvantages?
This.
Disadvantages?
There
Uh,
is no end to this.
Yeah, we cannot be sure when the project will be. I mean, we cannot define the end point of the project, first of all.
Yes.
And one more thing, it is not suitable for the small term projects or smaller projects. And if you see, every time it is iterative, every time the documentation is done. So the documentation is very, very high. For the first iteration, I will do documentation. For the second iteration, I'll do the documentation. Third iteration, and because the steps are keep on repeating, the documentation also keeps on repeating. So documentation is very high. Okay, sometimes it is beneficial and sometimes it is not beneficial. Yesterday also I have discussed the same. Documentation, yes, it will be helpful, but keep on repeating the same documentation again and again. It is nothing but merely waste of time. Right?
Yeah.
Then, if I'm doing the risk analysis, if I don't have a skilled expert, will the risk analysis be done properly?
No.
I should have expertise people to do the risk analysis. Those who are expertise in that particular field only can do the proper risk analysis, and they can give the proper countermeasures also. If I'm giving the same kind of analysis for the fresher, can he do the risk analysis? Can he or she do the risk analysis?
No,
No, right?
No.
can't.
So we should hire the expertise people to do the risk analysis for the particular iteration or the particular phase or the project.
Okay.
So getting expertise people on to do the risk analysis is a little bit difficult. So this is one of the disadvantage. Okay. So again, you can say what spiral model. It is an iterative model. It is a combination of waterfall model and prototype model, and there are some advantages. Can you repeat the advantages? Suitable for
Complex projects.
longer or complex projects. Yes. Then features can be added. Features can be added, right? After every iteration. Then software can be produced early.
Issues cannot risk in analysis.
Then risk analysis is done. One of the major beneficial factor of
Risk analysis.
spiral model. Right. Then disadvantages. Spiral goes infinitely.
Not suitable for small projects
Yeah. Not suitable for small projects.
and no end to the
Expenditure.
phases.
Wastage of time.
Yeah. Documentation is more. That is the reason it is a
Yeah.
wastage of time. Okay. Small, not
Yeah,
suitable for smaller projects. Yes.
Can we
Then
say expenditure or cost
cost,
as
again, it depends.
disadvantage?
Cost, yeah, it might be expensive, but again, it depends. If it is a complex project, people will tend to spend money, right? It depends
Okay.
upon the project again. Okay. Doc, if you are, if see, when the expenditure goes high, if we are not following the phases, if the proper, we are not for, if the requirement is not defined properly. Okay. Okay, now we will discuss one more thing. Can I add a requirement in between the iteration? So suppose I'm in the second phase, okay? I'm in this particular phase. Can I add a requirement over here? Can I add a requirement over there?
No.
no.
The
No.
product
We
will
cannot
add.
add a requirement in between the iteration. Okay? Cannot add a requirement in between the phase. Only once the phase is finished, phase is completed, then only I can add a feature or a requirement. Okay? These are some of the advantages and disadvantages of your spiral model. I hope it is clear.
Right here.
Yes, it is.
Okay, we are having benefits when compared from the waterfall model. Again, depending upon the project type, we will be choosing whichever is suitable based on the project. We will choose a model based on the project. Okay? Yeah, kindly let me know in case of doubts.
No, no.
No.
Nandini, Deepti,
No.
and Chaitanya,
I
both the
know.
Chaitanyas.
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's time for the Java class.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to give you. I'll give a 5 minutes break. Please let me please message me back once you are done with the break. Okay?
Okay.
I'm not going to join. Like, I don't
Yeah,
have laptop.
Deepti. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
informed me, Deepti.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
We
Yes.
also don't have laptop at present.
No, Chaitanya,
Okay.
you show your problems. Like,
I'm
they'll know na.
Do you have a
Vandana,
laptop
he
with you,
can't
or
install that
Yeah.
do you?
Uh,
JDK in his laptop.
I'm also
Just
not having the laptop.
Yes, Vaishnavi, you also informed me the same, but you said you will be getting by next week, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Do everyone have the net availability? You have a proper net connection, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I will. If you have a proper net connection, you can use online editors. It's not necessary that you have to um, always go for the what you say proper JDK environment Eclipse. But I suggest you should have an Eclipse environment and everything. But for the time being, you can use the online compilers and everything.
We'll all get by next week, Vandana. So,
Yeah, I
From
understand
next
that.
week onwards, you can start it.
You can write the programs even in the online. I mean, you can use your online editor like you have in different websites. Okay,
okay.
Is it
like
possible with the mobile?
but you have to have laptop. I mean, you can write in mobile, but it will be very time taking. See, I have sent a link to you. There
Okay,
are different websites which support online compilers. Okay, Java compilers.
Okay.
So you can use the respective online compilers and you can write the coding. I mean, for time being, it will be like a kind of practice.
okay.
Okay. If you have a laptop and if you have a proper internet connection, I suggest for time being you can use the online compilers.
okay.
Okay.
Chaitanya has laptop, but he's facing some issue with JDK. Chaitanya, can you
Okay.
share your screen and let her know?
1 second. Others can you can take a break for 5 minutes. Chaitanya, kindly
Yeah.
share your screen.
Okay.
Yeah, I have given you the access. Chaitanya, you can present your screen, Chaitanya.
Yes, ma'am. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
But actually, I log in with another my friend PC.
Yeah, I think it doesn't cause a problem.
డ్రెస్ చేసుకున్న పెడతా 10 నిమిషాలు ఈ క్లాస్కి.
Vaishnavi, kindly mute your audio.
ఈ స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేసుకో.
अच्छा 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 हेलो
Yes.
Hi Vandana. So the problem here is, so when I'm trying to share the screen, it's
Yes.
asking me to organize to ask the it's showing me the message as ask the organizer to make you presenter.
Okay, e-office is e-office is your thing, right?
Yeah.
Your,
Yeah.
yeah, I have given the access for it.
Yep.
I have made you presenter.
Yeah. 1 second.
Hmm. Kindly mute in one of the device. I guess it is on in both the devices. Your audio is on in both the devices.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, first go to the CMD. Just let me know. Command prompt. Type Java hyphen version. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. It is in JDK is there, right? Then. Hello. But it is very old version. Hmm?
Yeah, yeah. Present version
Okay.
doesn't install in this app. It is showing like this.
A new version can't support in this PC, it seems, Vandana.
Okay. What is your configuration of the laptop? Check with the software. Kindly show me what is the one which you have downloaded. The exe file or apk file which you have downloaded. Installer file.
JDK
Yeah.
64 bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double click on that. You okay to find a version for your PC, check with the software part. Is it a 32-bit? Are
Yes.
you using 30? Yeah, that is
Yeah.
the reason why it is throwing an error. You're trying to install 64-bit. Is your laptop 32-bit or the desktop which you're using? So download the one which is 32-bit. Okay.
Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Can you share the link?
Yeah. I'm just checking for checking for it. Or can you share me your system properties? Okay. Long back they have stopped at 32. Okay. Chaitanya, you
Yeah,
have 2 GB RAM, 32-bit.
yeah.
Yes, Amma.
You have a 64-base processor, right? Should not create problem. Why they left? Okay. I've sent you one link.
Okay.
In that, try to check out this particular um, Java SE Development Kit 7U3. Okay. Open your web page. Click on the
Yeah.
link. But that is even that will not support, I guess.
Yes, Amma.
Mm,
Hmm. Try it out
For
whether it
the,
will. Yes.
these two for 64-bit only, no? But
No, 7U3, 7U3. Come down, come down, come down. It is 8. Come down. 7U3. You can control F. You can do control F and you can just type 7U3. You will get a. But it is JRE, not JDK. Okay. Is it showing JRE or JDK? It is JRE. You can. There is JDK. Do you see Chaitanya? Press Control F, ma. Control F
okay.
and type 7U3.
Okay. 7.
7U3. The one J. The end 7U3. That's it. Enter. Right. You don't see any results.
Yeah, no results. It's showing no
Come down
results.
then. Yeah, come down. Then come down, please. Yeah, it came. It came.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, in that please come down.
Not a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you have 32-bit. But try it out because it is showing x86. I am not sure whether it will support or not. You can
Okay.
download this JDK kit and try to install it. If still you are facing an issue, please WhatsApp me. We will check it out.
Okay.
Okay.
It is one more is there. Runtime environment.
Don't go for runtime. We want a JDK. We don't want runtime. Why? When we go for runtime and when we go for JDK, yesterday's who all attended the class? Only Nandini's are there. Okay. Deepthi, you haven't attended, and Chaitanya, you haven't attended. Okay. When we want to develop a
Runtime
software,
is
when
through
we want,
compiler, right?
yeah, we already have a program written and we want to just run it, we will go for the runtime environment. But if I want to write the program, if I want to develop the software, then I have to go for JDK. Okay, I should have Java development kit.
Yes,
Okay.
compile and execute the program.
Yeah, to compile, to run the program, okay, to write the program and run it, we need a JDK. Okay, I hope it will work. If it is, click on it. If it doesn't work, please WhatsApp me. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it is up to you whether you want to use online editors or not. I have sent a link. Did I send a link or not?
No.
Okay, let me share the
You
link.
are going through the concepts or you're going through the programs or anything, you know?
It will go side by side.
Okay.
Both the concepts will be there as well as the program also will be there. If you want to use, if you are having a laptop and if you want to use an online editor, you're free to use this, the link which I have shared with you.
Okay.
For time being, it will help you out. That's it. Okay.
Okay. Can I get any material for this testing, manual testing? Like, do you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
any?
sure. Yes, yes. I mean, they have created a group. Today I'll be sharing the material.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Who all are attending the class? Kindly let me know.
I'll be listening, but I can't do anything with the laptop.
Okay, fine. Then Chaitanya, both the Chaitanyas, are you attending or not?
Yeah. We both are attending.
Okay, fine. Then Nandini, I guess both of you are back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm. Entire screen. Let me share the entire screen. Okay. Today, yesterday's class, what we have learned, we have tried to understand the Java architecture yesterday, right? We have
Yes,
seen that
Vandana.
there are three important components in the Java. One is the JDK, then the JRE, and then JVM.
JVM.
JDK stands for Java Development Kit. JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment. And JVM is the Java Virtual Machine. Why do we need
Vandana,
JDK? Yes.
just a minute. Like, we missed the most important topics only yesterday. So,
Nothing to worry.
will
Don't
you
worry,
repeat
okay?
after we get in the laptop? Like, there is no worries, right?
No worries. Anytime, any doubt, and from where you want to start, I will always start from there, okay?
Oh, no problem.
In
Thank you.
in case if you are not able to understand now, also you can ask me so that I can
Yeah,
explain
okay,
what
but
you missed.
okay, because this JDK, JVM, JRE was the most important in this now.
That is not that okay. It is important, but it is not
Yeah,
difficult to understand. Was it difficult,
no,
Nandini? Both the
no,
Nandinis?
no, not at all. I mean, to understand like what's the compiler, way to run, way to write, way to
Yeah.
execute. We should know that, right? For that, I'm
Yes.
asking.
Yes. Yes. Don't worry.
We have
Okay.
completed only
Now,
one class.
huh?
Not to worry అంటున్నాను.
Okay. Now, those who have attended yesterday's class, tell me what is the difference between compiler and interpreter.
Compiler, when you run the code, it displays the defect only after everything is done.
What is
Whereas
compiler exactly? Huh? It will compile or it will
Convert.
convert the entire
Convert the
code
code.
at a
Or
time
run.
into the bytecode.
Byte. Sorry.
Okay, I compile entire code at a time into the bytecode at a time. Okay, if I have 10 lines of code, it will convert the 10 lines of proper code into bytecode at a time.
Yes.
What is interpreter? What is interpreter?
It can.
For every line,
Yes, whatever the conversion is happening, it will happen one by line by line.
yes,
Again, I am
line by line.
repeating. See, computer can understand only machine language. It understands the binary language. It doesn't understand the language which we write. So some kind of conversion should happen. And that conversion is happened through what? Either by compiler or interpreter. Okay, we take the help of a program called compiler or interpreter, which will convert our language to the machine language. When I'm speaking something, if the entire thing is converted into the machine language at a time, we go for the compiler. When each and every line is converted, we call it as interpreter program. Clear?
Yeah, madam.
Okay. If everything at a time it is converted, we call it as compiler. If it is going line by line, we call it as interpreter. Now, Java is which kind of language? It has both high level language, but it has both compilation and interpretation. Means there is a compiler as well as a interpreter also in the Java. Normally in C language, it will have only compiler. In Python, it has only interpreter. Whereas Java, right, it has both compiler as well as the interpreter. Okay. Now we will try to understand the yesterday's class. We have seen Java architecture. In Java architecture, there are three important things. One is JDK, JRE, and JVM. Okay. JDK, we need it when we want to write and execute the program. Okay, when we want to write and execute the program, when we want to develop a particular software, we need to have Java development kit installed in our system. Okay. JRE refers to the Java runtime environment. When do we need it? Already program is existing. I don't want to write any program. I only want to run it. If you want to run or execute the program alone, okay, we don't want to write it. Then we need the Java runtime environment. Right? Java virtual machine, what will it do? Why do we need Java virtual machine? It will help to execute a Java program. Execute a Java program. Whatever the bytecode it is there, it will through the Java virtual machine, the computer will be able to understand it and it will give the required output. Okay, these are the three main components in the Java language. Okay, JDK, JRE, and JVM. JDK is essential to for us to develop the software. When I don't want to write a program, I want to just check, execute it, I'll go for JRE. But JVM is a part of JDK and JRE. It will be present in the both of them. Am I clear?
Can you explain on JVM?
Yes, I'll explain JVM. For that, what we will do is, okay, JVM is nothing but, okay, first of all, what happens is I will write a program. I will write a program called program.java. Okay. It will have some syntax and so on. I will write some coding in Java and I will save it as a file program.java. What happens, right? The very first thing, once I try to execute, there is a Java compiler present in the JDK. Okay. The Java compiler, what it will do, it will convert the program.java file into class file, program.class file, which is nothing but a bytecode file, means a computer understandable language file, bytecode file. Okay. Okay, is my entire screen visible? Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
See, I have written yesterday what we have done. We have tried to write a small program. Okay, I'll explain this program in detail again today. We have written this program where I am able to see an output called Java class. Okay. Once I execute, see, I have saved it with what name? I have saved, this is a program to Java file. So I have saved it with program to .java file. This particular thing which I have written is understandable by me, right? I'm able to read it. Public I can understand, system.println, something I'm able to read it, right? But can the computer be able to understand the same thing?
No. It converted
Computer
to
can't
binary.
understand. Yeah, it has to be converted into binary language first of all. It can't understand. So only the Java which we are writing is a high level language, which is easily readable by the user. Okay. Now once I try to execute it, what happens is, okay, something has happened. One second, I have. One second, let me open the file folder properly. Oh. Kindly wait for 2 minutes. I am trying to search the folder. I have missed the path again. I keep missing the path. Okay. Okay, are you able to see my screen? Okay. Once I try to execute this particular program, which is saved as Java file, right? What happens yesterday, those who have listened, it is converted to class file. There is a compiler present in our Java development kit. What it will do, it will convert the high level language into a bytecode program. Are you able to see the output in what happens, how it is stored? This is a class file. Whatever we are writing in the over there in the Eclipse IDE, it is being converted into a class file. Am I able to read this particular file? Is it in an understandable language?
No.
No. This is in a fine form of what? Bytecode.
Yes.
Okay. This particular class file, now it is handed over to whom? It will be handed over to JVM. JVM, what it will do? It will inspect the class file. Inspect the class file. It will verify whether there are any mistakes or not. Verify. What it will do? It will interpret. It will read line by line over here. JVM what it will do? It will interpret each and every line, right? It will read. It will see. JVM is nothing but what? It is a supporting program where it can understand the bytecode uh, given as the output of the Java file. We won't understand the JVM, okay? But what it will do, it will help us to support the bytecode files so that the machine can understand it and it can provide the output. Am I clear what the JVM does?
Yes.
It is a background environment which will help the computer to understand this particular file, verify it, interpret it, and give the
Result.
output.
Output.
Yeah, output or result. Okay. Understood what happens exactly in the Java programming? There is a Java compiler and there is a JVM environment, JVM thing. Java compiler, whatever high language code we have written, it will convert it into the bytecode file. Okay. It will convert into the bytecode thing. JVM, what it will do? It will try to interpret each and every line and it will help the machine to understand it and provide the required output. This output is provided based on the JVM. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes, Anand.
Okay. Is it clear what is happening? Yesterday we have discussed so far till here.
Yes.
Okay.
Chaitanya, both the Chaitanyas, is it do you understand it?
Hello.
Yes.
Can I explain again? There is a network issue.
Okay. Till when? Okay.
I think they were not available from JVM. I mean, from.
Okay, fine. I'm repeating what we are trying to do is whenever we write some program, whenever we want to develop some application, we write in our own language, okay, following proper syntax of the program. We save it as a Java file, okay.
Okay.
Now this Java programming, what it will do, it will have a compiler. It is having a predefined program function method called compiler. What it will do, it will convert the Java, the high level language, into a bytecode, okay,
Okay.
which is having a length of 8 bit. 8 bit will be the length of this bytecode, okay.
Okay.
This is not understandable by us. It will be helpful for the computer to understand. This is for our use. This is for the computer use, okay.
Okay.
Now once this file is produced or it is developed, what happens now, it is handed over to the JVM, the Java virtual machine. When we are installing the JDK, right, JVM is also installed, okay. What it will do, it will read or it will try to understand what is written over here. It will verify whether the file is properly written or not. Are there any mistakes? Here it will read line by line, okay. It will read each and everything line by line. After successfully if the file is having no issues, it will verify and it will produce the given required output, okay.
Okay.
What is the required output over here? It should print a statement called Java class, and through the help of the Java JVM, we are getting the output Java class over here. Okay. To get this result, these are the steps which are being followed. We are taking the help of both the Java compiler as well as the JVM. Okay. But
Yeah.
as a user, what do we see? We see only this one. We see the text editor and we see the output console. We are not worried about the bytecode files. We are not worried about the JVM background programs. Nothing we are worried. We are only worried about the text editor and we are worried about the output. Okay. But if I want to understand it properly, what should we do? We should know that Java file is converted to class file and class file is interpreted and the output is provided with the help of JVM. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone? Can I go
Yes.
further?
Yes.
Yeah. Today's class, right? What we are going to do is, we are we'll try to understand the program structure, okay? Program structure. This is how we write a basic program. This is how a normal program in Java looks like. You have a public class program one, then you have public static void main string args, then you can give some code. Okay, this is the code which I have given to print an output statement called welcome to Java class. Okay. So whenever I see a particular program in Java, there are two things you have to keep in mind. First of all, every code, okay, whenever I'm writing a program in Java, it should start with a class, okay. The very first rule, all the Java programs will start with a class. I should have a keyword called class in my Java program, okay. This is the first rule. Do remember it. What is the first rule? What is the first rule? All the code
All the
All the code
will,
parameters.
yeah, first must be inside a class, okay. Kindly adjust your audio. Okay. All the code must be written inside a class. Okay. The very first thing I have to create is a class. Okay. Second thing, I have to name my file name and the class name always should be the same. Second rule, whatever the file name I'm giving over here, it should be same as the class name. Suppose if I want to create a new class, how can I create it? This is my package, okay? Right click it, okay? Go to new, go to class. Okay, I will give it as program 3. Since I'm using an IDE, right? By default, if I click on finish,
Finish.
what happens? A class is created same as the file name.
Yes.
Whatever the file name is there, the class name also will be the same. Am I clear? The second rule, my file name and the class name should be same. All the Java code should be written in a class. Second thing is the file name and the class name should be always the same. Is it clear?
Right, clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then comes your third one. First of all, okay, this is the coding guidelines we say. All the class names should have a what is it, capital letter. It should start with an uppercase letter. First letter should be an uppercase letter. Most of them they follow, okay? Whoever are very professional in Java, right, they do follow the coding guidelines. Whenever you're writing a Java program, the class which we are defining, it should start with the name, it should start with a uppercase letter, not the entire thing. Only the first letter should be an uppercase letter. Am I clear? That is the third rule. Okay, then comes, once the class is defined, all the Java programs will have a what? A method. Okay, they will have a main method. What is the purpose of main method? We are going to look into later. Now, please make sure that whenever I'm defining a Java program, a class should be defined. After that, a main method should be there, present in the program. Clear? Class, and within the class, I should have a main method.
Yes.
These are the two compulsory things which should be present in every Java program. Clear?
So what if
Every
we don't use this main,
you will get an
public
error.
void?
Okay,
Yeah.
if I let me write like this: system dot out. Okay, dot println. This is a statement, right? Which I want to give for printing some statement. Okay, today's class. If you properly look in over here, I see an error, right?
Yes.
I do see an
So,
error.
can I know main method usage? Like,
Yeah, we will study in detail because there are 4 keywords over there. We have to understand the keywords. What is void? What is static?
yeah.
What is public? And what is string? What is args? Let me give a brief
Okay.
explanation a little bit later. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Now another thing I want to specify over here is um, okay, these two things are compulsory for every Java program. For class, it is not necessary to have public. It is an optional, okay? I can give just class program 3 or I can give public class program 3. Both of them are valid. Okay? Public is like it is applicable for everything. If you don't give public, it is like you can use it specifically when I call it. We will learn, yeah, the difference when we when we use it somewhere. Okay, when we will be using in particular programs, at that time we will have more clarity. But as of now, remember that these are the two things which are very very necessary for each and every Java program. If I want to write a Java program, these two statements will be there for sure, and the name of the class name should be matching with the file name. Am I clear till here,
Yes. Yes.
everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
Anand.
Yes, Anand.
Okay, please make sure you maintain a notes for Java. I'm not worried about testing because manual, right? It is theoretical. So somehow you will cope up even if with the notes which I provide. But Java, make sure you note down some of the points which I specify or the doubts which you get. Okay.
Sure, Anna.
Now next thing which we are going to see is comments. Okay. Comments in Java we are having two types of comments. This is a single line comment. Okay. Single line comment is given by two forward slashes. Then I have multiple line comment, which will be given by slash and star. Multiple line comment. Why do we need comments? What is the necessary of comments first of all?
To write a program like what we need, whether it is a hello world.
Yeah, what comments, right? It will help the, see, I have written some code. Comments will help the other person whoever is looking into my code to give a more clarity, in-depth clarity of the program which I have written. And also whatever is written in these comments, right, it won't be executed. It is for just for the reference purpose of the programmers. It is used for the reference purpose for the programmers. Okay, whatever I write in the double forward slash or in this particular multiple line comment symbol, nothing will be executed. Only for our reference or only for the understanding of the code, we are going to give the comments. Okay.
Okay.
Then, okay. Next one, how to give some output in a Java program. We will use system class. Out is represents your output. Okay. Then print statement. Print statement will help you to print something. Print line and print both are there. Anything which I want to print, I have to give in the quotation marks like simple Java program. Okay. So let me execute it. What is the problem? Okay, I guess I have to rerun the program. What is the error I'm having? Do I have an error? See, I see a small red mark right on the left hand side.
Yes, ninth step.
Best part of the IDE, right? It will show you what kind of error it is there. It is throwing the error. What kind of error it is throwing?
Colon is missing.
Syntax error, colon is missing. All the commands, all the command lines, right? They will end with a colon, semicolon. Okay. Each code statement should be end with a semicolon. This is one of the rule again. Okay. Now if I execute it, what happens? I get an output, simple Java program. Did I get an output? Now I'm not worried about JDK, JRE, JVM. Okay. I'm just worried about what I have written and whether I'm getting the required output or not. Clear?
Yeah.
Can
Clear?
explain single line comment and multiple line comment.
Single line comment is sometimes right. Okay. Let me write over here. Here what I can write single line comment like this. What this this program prints a prints an what prints an output of simple Java program. I have written everything in a single line, right? Sometimes what happens, I have to write in a multiple lines, like A is equal to 5, B is equal to 6, 7, and C is equal to A plus B. Did I write everything in a single line?
No, no,
No.
no. Multiple lines.
No, right? Multiple lines. At that time, I use this particular symbol.
Okay.
When I write everything in a single line, I can use this particular symbol.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Comments, right? They won't be executed. It is for our reference sake. Okay. I can write above code will not be executed. Okay. Is it clear? Comments?
Yes.
Are you clear what are the two compulsory things when we write a Java program? Class and method, main
Yeah.
method. Okay. I hope till here everyone is clear.
Yes,
Yes.
Vandana.
Okay. Now we are going to start the very important topic called variables. Okay. Variables. What is variables? Let me create a new file. Let me create a new class file. Hmm? What are variables? Might have learned right one time or the other. I have defined a new class file, variables. Let me write some comments. What are variables? What are
Which
variables?
we define.
Okay. Let me define the method also. Public static void. Try to make sure you are practicing daily. Okay. If you write some mistakes, it will throw an error. What happens here? Let me give in system dot output print ln 10. Will it be printed or not? Will it be printed or not? I have
Whether
given a number. Hmm?
It did.
Let us check. Okay. Let us check whether it is being printed or not. Okay. For each and every time I have a problem because I didn't update it. It is asking for update for me. Did it print the output or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Though I didn't give in quotations, though I didn't give in, still it has printed whatever it is there in the print statement.
Mm.
First of all, 10 is a number, right? 10 is a number. What I'm trying to do, I'm asking the computer to print this value 10. So when I ask the computer to print this value, what exactly happens? This 10, right? It will be stored somewhere in the computer, right? Will it be stored or not?
It would be stored.
Okay. Now, do you accept that computer has memory? Computer
Yes.
has memory, right? Computer has
Yes.
memory. So how will it be? I keep defining my numbers like this 20, 30, and 30. Uh, 10 plus 20. Do you think this particular statement is valid? 10 plus 20?
No.
Not for computer.
Yeah, for us, I will be able to understand that one properly. 10 plus 20, I'll get an answer 30. But if I want to reuse it, if I want to use it somewhere, can I use it properly? If I want to keep on using it again and again, can I use it? Everywhere I have to
No.
write 10 and 20, 10 plus 20, 10 plus 20, so on, right? Here,
Yeah.
what do we do is we take the help of variables. Okay?
Variables. Yeah.
Variables are nothing but containers which store the values. Okay, they act like containers which store the values. Store the values. Okay, like if they are like a small bag. If you go for shopping, you take a small bag. What it will do, it will store one kind of item on that, right? Variables similarly, what they do in the computer language, programming language, they will take care of the values which we want to repeat, which we want to use it again later, which we want to store. Okay, variables, right? Um, Also, we can say they are the name of the memory location of the value. Memory location of the value. See, you are playing a game, right? All of you are familiar with playing games, right? You see a score over there. What happens each and every time it gets updated, right? So it will start with 0 and it keeps on updating. How will it get updated? And it has also a name. Everything has a name over there, right? The speed has a name. If I'm playing a car game, if it has a speed or it has a score over there, or it has what else does it have? It has some points over there. All the each and every value which I see in a game has a name for it. That name is nothing but we call it as a variable, which will store the values. It can be a numerical values, it can be a string values, it can be words, it can be decimals, anything. Whichever it is storing, we call it as a variable. Okay. What is the main purpose of variable? What is the main purpose of variable?
Store the values.
Store the values. Okay. What type of values I'm saying? It can be integers, it can be
Words or
words,
string.
words, it can be floating numbers like 5.5 or any decimal values. Okay, it can be true, false, anything. Whichever I want to store it, we are going to store with a name called variable. Okay, we are storing in a variable. Variable is nothing but a place, a name of the memory location. This 10, right, in the computer, it will be located in one small memory, a place. Instead of calling that memory place, what we will assign it, we will say that, okay, now we will name that memory location as A. Let me show an example over here. Okay. Okay. Suppose this is my computer memory. Okay. I want to store. I have a val. I have declared I have a value 10. Normally, the computer will have some memory location, some like a 1 0. It will be in the binary form. Is it easy for us to read the binary form and everything?
No.
No, right? It will be it will be having some address of that. Instead of calling this address, what we will do is we will name this address a particular thing called A. Okay, we will name this address the memory address as A, and in this 10, right, it will be stored in this A. Okay, so you can note it down like variable is nothing but the name of the memory location. Okay, variable is what? Name of the memory location where we can store different types of values. Variables are name of the memory location where we can store different types of values. Not only integers, we can store different types. We can store the words, characters, decimal points, and so on. Okay. Now, first of all, there is a whenever there are two things whenever I have to define a variable. Okay. First one is declaration of the variable, and the second one is initialization of the variable. If I want to use variables in Java, I have to keep in mind two things. One is declaration of the variable, and the second one is initialization of the variable. There is a syntax also for it. What is the syntax, right? Type, variable name, value. Okay. Syntax for your variable. Okay. Type, variable name, value. See, whenever I have a variable, I have to specify what kind of data it is. If I'm saying 10, I have to tell the computer whether it is a number or whether it is a decimal or not. I have to also specify how much amount of space it is going to occupy. Okay. I have to specify the data type. Okay. And a unique name. I have to define a variable in Java by specifying the data type and a unique name. And the name, right, it should not be present in the already Java programming language. It should be a unique name. After that, initialization, right? After declaring the variable, I have to assign a value for it. Assign a value, assign a valid value for the name. Valid value for the name. Am I clear what I'm trying to say? Am I clear?
Yeah, Vandana.
Whenever I say a variable, there are two things you have to keep in mind. First of all, I have to tell the computer, okay, what kind of value I want to store. Whether I'm trying to store an integer, whether I'm trying to store a word, or I'm trying to store a floating value or decimal value. Because Java programming language, right? Please remember, okay, this is one of the key point. Java is a statically typed language. Okay. How many of you are familiar with the statically typed language and dynamically typed language?
No.
Are you familiar with statically typed language and dynamically typed language? If no, please let me know.
No.
No, ma'am.
No.
No.
Okay. Okay. First of all, there are we know that there are different types of languages, right? Yes or no? We have C, C++, Java, Ruby, Python, Perl, SQL, oh, not SQL, sorry, PHP, Scala. There, if we properly see these languages, they can be classified into statically typed language and dynamically typed language. Okay, what is statically typed language? In this, right, we have to specify. We have to specify the type of the variable we have created. Okay, the type of each variable before compiling. Before compiling, okay, before compilation, the program, we have to define it. Means if I'm saying if I want to store, if I have a value of 10, I have to tell the computer, okay, this is an integer, int a is equal to 10. That is how I have to define it. I have to specifically say to the computer that it is an integer. If it is a word, if it is a character, I have to say char b is equal to. I have to tell the computer that it is a character. When I'm defining the type before the compiling and compilation of the program, we call it as a statically typed language. Okay. What are the languages which support like that? C, C++, Java, Scala. These are the languages which are statically typed languages. So Java is which kind of language?
Statically typed
Statically
language.
typed language, where I have to define the type of the variable that I have created. Am I clear?
Yeah.
Whereas the second one is the dynamically typed language. Dynamically typed language, right? We need not specify what kind of data it is. I can just write a is equal to 10. That is sufficient because the programming language is created in such a way that it will itself assign the type of data. Okay, we are not worried about what kind of data it is there. The programming language will take care of it. This in this what happens, right? The type of the variable is checked at the runtime. We are not declaring it. We are not verifying it whether it is an integer or whether it is a character. We checked at the runtime. Okay, we need not specify the type whether it is an integer, character, or what. Okay, and which are the languages that support this dynamically type? First of all, Python. That is why it is very easy to learn. Python. Then you have Ruby. Then you have Perl, PHP. All these languages are dynamically typed. I need not specify the type of the variable. Am I clear?
Right, clear.
Statically typed and dynamically typed languages are there. Statically typed, you have to specify what kind of variable you have created. In dynamically typed, I need not specify the type of the variable. It can be taken care of by the programming language itself. Am I clear?
Yeah. No.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now, from that time, I am saying type. What is this? That is nothing but I am referring to the data types. Have you come across this word, data types?
Yes.
Data types. What are data types?
Integer,
Integers,
character,
characters,
decimal.
Yeah,
strings,
data types.
arguments.
Data types is nothing but a type of value. which is stored in the variable. Stored in the variable. Okay. Now, when I say the data types in Java, right, we are having two data types. One is primitive data types. Please remember all this terminology, okay? Second one is non-primitive type data types. Data types. First one is primitive data types and second one is non-primitive data types. We also call it as reference data types. Okay. Primitive data types are the basic, or you can say inbuilt, predefined Java values. Okay, predefined Java values which are already present in the Java structure. The first one is byte. Okay, there are 8 primitive data types. First one is byte. Second one is short. Third one is long. Fourth one is int. Then you have fifth one char. Sixth one float. Seventh one double. Eighth one boolean. Okay, these are the 8 primitive data types which we are going to use in a Java programming language. Byte, short, long, int, character, float, double, boolean. You might have heard of this terminology earlier also. If you are very familiar with the C programming language, you might have come across these terms. Yes or no? No.
Yes.
Okay. Others? Deepti, Chaitanya, have you come across these words?
Yes.
No, ma'am. No. We
If
don't know.
no, okay. If no, nothing but remember that these are nothing but the type of data I would like to store. Okay. Byte,
Yes.
short, long, int, they refer to the integers. Okay. All 4 of them refer to the integers. These are part of integers. But what is the difference between them? The amount of memory which is allocated for each of them is different. Okay. Amount of memory for byte, right? I need only, it is a 1 byte. It will take only 1 byte of memory. Short, it will take how much? 2 byte of memory. Okay. Long, it will take 8 byte of memory. Then int, I will be taking 4 byte of memory. Depending upon the number, if I don't want to misuse the memory of the computer. See, we all know that we have to make sure that the computer has a good amount of memory to run the application. If all the memory is used, what happens? The application will run fast or slow?
Slow.
We have to make sure that make sure that memory is properly optimized. Then only the program will run properly. So whenever we are declaring some variables, we have to see that we are not wasting the memory allocated for that particular value. If I want to store some value of 10, it is not necessary for me to store in a long, because long it is taking 8 byte of memory. It can be stored in the short also. Okay, it can be stored in the int also, because 10 it is a fixed value. It's not necessary for me to use to waste the memory. Clear? But if I have a very big value, like I have so much the big value, at that time I cannot store in the byte and int. Okay, I have to go for the long. Am I clear? When I say integers, these 4 particular data types are useful to store the whole numbers. When I want to create variables with the whole numbers, I will be taking the help of these data types. Based on the number, based on the range, I can create positive or negative. I can store positive or negative values using these particular data types. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes.
We will be writing
Yeah, it's
program,
clear.
okay? We will be writing programs for each and every data type, and we will be seeing the size of each and every data type also.
Okay.
Okay. From which range to which range I can go for byte. From which range to which range we'll go for int. We will be seeing in the coming classes. Next class, tomorrow's class. Okay.
Okay.
Char, when do we use
Okay.
it? When I want to store a single character. Single character. Okay, when I want to use a single character, I will use the keyword char. Char can have a store memory, how much memory it is allocated? 2 bytes. It will take a space of 2 bytes, okay? To store a single character, we take a memory allocated is 2 bytes. And whenever I define a character, it should be there in a single quote like this, B, okay? Or like A. Whenever I'm defining some characters, they should be present in a single quote. Clear?
Yeah,
Now,
okay.
whenever I want to take decimal values, see, or fractional values, or we have to use which data types? Float or double. Please remember in Java by default it is double. Okay, it will take double data type. Whenever I have a decimal value, it will by default it will take double keyword. Okay. Only difference is float. It is a 4 byte. It will occupy a memory of 4 byte. Double, it will occupy a memory of 8 byte. When I don't want to waste the memory, I'll use float. When it is okay, fine with me, I don't have any memory issues, I can create the variable with double. By default, Java will use double. Okay, this is the default keyword when I have a decimal values. Am I clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Boolean, it will take true or false. Okay, it will take only 2 keywords, true or false. Whenever I have to use some conditions based on true or false, I will declare the variable with the help of Boolean keyword. Okay.
Vandana, like, can you spell it? Because I cannot see it nicely.
Boolean. You are asking for Boolean, right?
Yes.
Boolean, Boolean.
Lean. So is it me only not visible to see, or everyone can
Yeah,
see?
others, can you please let me know, or else I'll increase the font size.
I can see.
I cannot
Chaitanya,
see.
Yeah, I can see.
Yes, I can see.
Nandini, you can check your internet connection, Nandini.
So
Okay.
Yeah,
increase
if
the
it,
font.
yeah,
You,
I'll make sure from tomorrow I'll increase the font size. Okay.
I'm saying to Nandini sis
Okay.
to zoom it the screen.
Okay.
Zoom చేయక్క కొంచెము.
Yeah,
అది
now I
చిన్న
can see. Now I can see.
yeah.
Till
Okay.
yesterday, I was like, it's like blur for me. So I was about to ask every day and I'm forgetting. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Nandini.
Okay.
Okay, అక్క.
Yeah. Today I have discussed how exactly your Java program is being created in the IDE, how the files are being converted into the class file, and how the JVM will help to execute it. Next, we have seen what is variable and what are the primitive data types. Okay.
Okay, అన్న.
Tomorrow, what we are going to do, we are going to write a program for each and every data type. Okay. We are
Yeah.
going to see what kind of data type is very suitable for the values when we want to store them.
Okay.
Okay. Chaitanya, you can please share me if you are still getting a problem when you are trying to install it.
Okay. Okay, Vandana.
Okay.
I will get it.
Yeah, others, start revising whatever we have discussed. I'll share the PPT till today's class. Okay. Any
Thank you.
doubts?
Hello,
Any doubts?
Not
no,
for now.
nothing.
Okay. I hope you are comfortable with my pace. If any case or in case of any problem, please let me know so that I can change the things. Okay.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Okay. Okay.
Vandana,
Then
can
meet
I?
you.
Vandana,
Yeah,
can I talk after everyone leave? Like I need to ask a question.
yeah, sure, sure. Then I'll wait. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're
Okay.
done, you can leave it. Leave. We'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah,
Thank
Nana.
you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, bye. Good night and good
Bye.
morning, first few. Bye, bye.
Uh,
I guess that one Chaitanya has left, other Chaitanya is there. I guess that is Ravi Kiran, his coordinator.
Okay. So, okay. So my sister, she lives in India, so she want to learn it as well. So whom to reach me out? Do you have any contact number to so that she can reach to them? Like
I didn't get your question. I mean, she want to learn what?
she want to learn the testing.
Yeah, so she could have joined this class itself, right? She want to learn automation or manual, both.
This same both automation manual selling, automation and
Okay.
manual. Mm.
I mean, what's
Say
your
for
exact?
in US, there is a different coordinator. I don't know in India, so just I
No,
want.
actually, now Deepthi and they are from India itself.
Yes.
Chaitanya, I guess they are from India. If you okay, I'll message you the one.
I don't know the timings as well. What she suitable for her. So if you have any
Okay,
further contact, she
I'll
can
give you the
join in that
contact
as
number.
well. Oh, okay.
With whom are you in contact with?
In US, my husband has his number. I don't know his name actually.
Okay, I'll share you the coordinator number. Let her get in touch with them because if she wants a different timing, let her speak to the coordinator then.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Mm.
Please send me your this one. What you say? Mobile number, or shall I share in the group itself? Are you there in the group?
Yes. Which group?
Yeah.
Like in the chat, I can see, but in the group, I don't
Web
know. There is no group.
what's there is a with my name there is one group.
No, I
MR
was
testing.
not added into that.
Okay, then let me share the number right now.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, one second, I'm sharing the number. Okay, he's the coordinator, main coordinator. You can contact him and let us speak to him. Okay.
Oh, where did you share? In the chat box?
Yeah, in the chat box.
Okay, 1 minute. Let me scroll down. It went up. Yeah, okay. Guru Mohan. So where does he live? Like, mm.
He lives in Hyderabad.